Oops. Oh shit! I just killed the fucking Imperial! I need to...
Well, I think it's safe to establish that Reginald Cuthbert isn't allied with either faction. He's more of a freelancer.
This is a
private
plague on
contract.
both your houses.
A
playthrough.
mercenary?
I'd say that. Perhaps that's going too far.
Oh, this is wonderful. These death animations are wonderful.
Okay, games, I will excuse a lot of bullshit if you let me, like, have kill animations with first-person fists. Or third-person fists, honestly. I don't care.
And why does that look so awesome? A lot of the kill animations look awkward. Like, I was never happy with, like, the sword one. It's like you run somebody through by stabbing them in the empty space above one shoulder, and then you headbutt the space above their head, and then they fall, and then they just go limp and fall over backwards. And you're like, oh, that didn't really work for me. But these ones with unarmed attacks are fantastic.
So, yeah,
and how many people saw
this? That gets glossed over a lot is... I pointed this out in my, unfortunately, kind of short-lived Skyrim LP. I might revisit that one of these days. Like, now that I have Frostfall, I can actually play the game a little bit longer without just losing interest completely. But,
push on. I'm sure the others will find another way out.
Yep, let's go. Come on.
But one thing that's kind of left out here is, yeah, the Imperials imprisoned you, but they did that because they mistook you for one of the rebels. And the rebel, like, has kind of a shitty attitude about that, actually. Basically, if you paid attention back on the cart ride, the thief said, hey, how come you guys got us all in trouble and now we're going to be executed for it? And the other guy's response was, hey, we're all in this together. Fucking imagine that. Like, if some guy comes out of nowhere and crashes into your car, like, nose head on, and you're like, you just fucking hit my car. I was parked. I was getting into it. He's like, hey, both of us have broken cars. We're in this together.
Can I just point out that, you know, for using a lot of practical effects, like different textures and different lighting maps, the water in this game is absolutely gorgeous, even out of the box.
Yes.
Yeah, and the water in Oblivion looked really bad, too.
Yeah,
oh, good.
The water in Morrowind
I love this
better.
bug.
What the fuck?
This is a fantastic bug.
Bug, I get it.
God, that's not a bug. It's not a bug, Josh. That's an arachnid.
Oh, shut up!
Oh.
What next? Giants makes.
So our bug count is what? 1, 2 so far. 2 crazy bug.
Yeah, we might need to get an independent judge in here, but yeah, let's say 2 crazy bug.
Okay, dragon jump and that. Those are the 2 goofiest.
Stuff that I don't need to carry. These are all shitty.
Yeah, some games can have like top 10 lists, which are like top 6
I just get
craziest
hit
bugs
by,
in this game.
By the stuff that I dropped out of my inventory hitting me with enough force to do damage.
Yes.
Did that just happen?
This game, even with all the patches, is you could create a list of top 10 wackiest bugs I encountered during this one play session.
Top 10 wackiest bugs in the first 5 minutes of the game. Yes.
Like, this game is like the bug that keeps on giving, though. There are so many bugs in this game.
I find this impressive, and I am playtesting a game that is under active development.
I'll say this, though. I enjoy this opening, playing through this opening, way more than Oblivion. Oblivion is Exposition City combined with bad combat.
Rat killing.
So much rat killing in Oblivion's opening. It is terrible.
Second nice thing I'm going to say about this game: combat is much better, much better than it ever has been.
You didn't have to kill him.
Joshua, I've never killed that bear.
It was
ever.
How could you?
It's sneak points. How are we going to be a
point?
sneak thief if we don't indiscriminately kill stuff with sneak attack?
Was that the bear's cart?
I guess I stole his wine and gold. That is a good question. Why is there a cart down here in this cave?
Full of food.
What is up with full of wine and gold and stuff?
Yeah,
with this
booze and
skeleton
money.
Here.
It's just the bare necessities.
Ooh, look! I've got the Dragonborn helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
That's
admire
something-
that shit and then take it off and
That
throw it in
looks
some
so
garbage
awful.
and never use it again.
It's actually something I really wish the people at Bethesda would learn to do. Even in better games like New Vegas, they don't really master the art of
Actually, I should
environmental
do that.
storytelling. They
Yeah, like
really don't make
even
places
Obsidian
that...
didn't really do.
Yeah.
Really the
Like,
problem with
I don't
Bethesda
want to
is that
keep
they
it,
don't
but I need
give a
heavy
shit.
armor.
We talked about this during Fallout 3, if anybody was still
There you
alive
go.
back then. I feel like all of our current readership was born in the Fallout 3 season. But
Much
Anyway.
like you.
Rutskarn making age jokes. That's fantastic.
yeah. No, but
I have to
Bethesda,
escape
like,
through this hole here.
Bethesda is caught in this, especially in the recent games, in this really bizarre conflict between they want you to like go through their
Why is there
story,
blood
and they don't
everywhere?
actually give a shit about making their
Are you
story make
bleeding,
sense or
Hadvar?
Yes.
have any substance.
Yes, this drives me crazy. This super railroading. You can't kill this person. You can't do this. You can't solve the quest this way. All this railroading would be acceptable in a game,
Why is this
you know,
people?
with a fixed story.
What the fuck? I've never seen that before.
Neither have
that
I. It's
new?
hilarious. I think it's new with Hearthfire because it's the kid.
Yeah.
It's the Hearthfire.
Sorry.
We can
It's
adopt
mommy.
kids. Oh, great. Why are you ducking, Hadvar? I don't
Daddy,
understand
don't
this.
What the
alertness you
fuck?
have.
I've never seen him do that
But I
before.
don't think we should stick around.
Get
to
on
see
his
if he
butt.
comes back.
Oh wait, no, do that.
Closest town from here is
It's just subtle.
My uncle's
I'm not
the
usually
blacksmith.
paying attention to him. I'm too
I'm
busy
sure
looking
he'd help
around
you
and
out.
figuring out where the nearest bar
It's
is.
probably best.
The first time I played this game, I was like, well, see ya, and I just like ran off, and I didn't know you're supposed to like keep following him.
The
He
other
says we should
sad
split
thing,
up, but it's really awkward because you're going the same direction.
yes.
I totally
Rayloff
just
does
ran
the same
off.
thing. Another reason I was hoping we'd go with Rayloff is when you get to... We probably wouldn't sit through it anyway, but when you get to Riverwood, there's actually a really great moment where Rayloff
If the rebels have themselves
gathers
attacked,
with Girder and Hod, and the
Ants.
three of them
Yes.
He's
have
talking
a
about
conversation. Have a conversation, and you get a lot of exposition and some character development for them. Not that they matter because you don't see that they're not important to the story again. And it's a really gorgeous little piece of scenery, and it's a really nice moment in the game. I really
And so we
appreciate it.
begin the epic quest of pick all the things.
So is this like that thing where like you guys say goodbye outside of a restaurant and then you start walking and realize your cars are parked right next to each other and you're like
Yeah.
walking in
Yeah,
the same
basically.
direction, but
It's like, oh, we
You've
should
already
split
said
up.
goodbye.
Okay, I'll go this way. Okay, I'll go that way too. Wait. Even stops and waits for me. Check this shit out. No, maybe not. No, yep. No, he's walking again. Oh fuck, he doesn't care anymore.
I don't. I
And
think
it's
he's
interesting
also-
because
this
if
is
you
awkward for
actually
him, too.
don't, if you don't do this, you probably miss the standing stones.
And you really need those standing stones.
Yeah, I was.
wait, what? Wait,
The
I
stand
never
stones
knew
are
this.
right
Just
here.
XP.
Somebody missed the standing stone.
Somebody missed the
Right
standing
here.
stone.
These are important.
Or the
These
Guardian
make you level
stones.
faster.
These are the Guardian
Yeah, this is
stones.
actually. There's no class in this game. We're gonna talk. It's very Marxist in that respect. We're gonna talk about sort of how the Elder Scrolls mechanics have evolved into this point. But this is basically the only point in the early part of the game where we're able to find what kind of character we're playing by anything besides using those skills.
So we want to be a sneak thief. So
Yeah.
obviously we want to pick the warrior stone.
Don't be an asshole.
Good. I knew you
Yep.
shouldn't have been
No,
on that
too
top
late.
the
He
minute
did.
I laid eyes on you.
No, he's a complete asshole.
You can always change it, you guys. I could just do
Yeah.
this all day and activate all the funny stuff.
Not
Wait, they're all
funny.
active.
How is this fun?
It disables the previous one. It's only the most recent one that you click on. Actually, going warrior if you're being a thief might make sense. Sneak is so ridiculously easy to level. It's always the first
Yeah,
of my
true.
skills that gets to 100.
The other
Yes.
thing with
Same.
warrior is we want to level heavy armor as quickly as possible so that we don't get left behind in damage doing an unarmed build. Because heavy armor is a really silly tree. I really hate it even though I like all the heavy armor in the game and hate all the light armor, because this whole left side here is a completely worthless thing, aside from the last perk, which is, oh, nothing that you're wearing weighs anything. But the first one on there is Fists of Steel, which makes your gauntlets do their armor rating and extra damage in unarmed.
Oh my
Which
gosh,
is
that's
really
broken.
dumb for an
That's
armor.
amazing. That's really
I know,
amazingly
because
broken.
you can improve armor rating way higher than you can improve weapon rating.
That's okay. I have to do an unarmed playthrough now. Wow.
Avoid any complications, all right?
So I never followed this guy, so this is all new to me.
Did you ever follow the other guy?
Yeah, and you go to his town and you hang out with his sister and he asks you
Yeah.
like, would you like to make a bearskin knife or whatever? And I'm like, I got nothing better to do. I'm not the Dragonborn yet.
No
The
way.
guy who you
Fucking Christ.
the guy who you make stuff with is Alvor. The guy who is Raylof's brother-in-law is Hod. I understand why you confuse them because they have the exact same build, the exact same voice, and they, you know, it's Attack of the Clones in this town, but they are two different people.
I will say I did not know that. I assumed it just gave you the same family,
No,
more or less.
Alvor is kind of interesting as the blacksmith. If you have Dawnguard and vampires attack the town, or if a dragon attacks the town, yeah, Alvor is like he's like one of my go-to guys for selling my gear, and he thinks he is
Really?
the
You
one.
go to Riverwood?
When I'm in the neighborhood, I always try and travel the
Shame
shortest
it.
distance in a little bit of role play-ish.
Oh,
way.
right. Well, you play with no fast travel, so you can't just
Seamus.
teleport back to Whiterun all the time.
What's up, Mumble?
So he was my favorite too. Then fucking vampires attack. I fight off all the vampires. I'm like, fucking vampires, and I walk over and I see him just laid in the ground. I'm like, no, no, it's not true.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Just like mourning him.
All he had to do
Asking
was
if I
just
could
stay
bury
here
him
and
somewhere.
work on his friggin' blacksmith. So all you gotta do is stand here. But no, he's like, no, I'm going. He owns a friggin' blacksmith. He makes armor and weapons. But what does he do? Dragon shows up or vampire shows up. He runs out there in his street clothes, in regular clothes with no weapon,
We need to go inside.
Josh,
I
you
and
gave
gets
him
himself
Gonna keep doing
stupidly
that.
killed.
I was so upset. I dragged him to the river and I like threw him in the river. I'm like, "Be God, peace be with you, my favorite."
Viking funeral.
And then
Put
you
him
tried
in
to
a
give him
cart.
a Viking funeral by letting him on fire with a flare spell, but he just sort of
Yeah,
didn't work
exactly.
all that well.
Every day we get visitors.
Put him in the
I see
the
no
cabbage
harm in it.
cart and send
If
him
you
down the
have
river.
skill, the grind
Put him on the log splitter.
weapons.
He just starts to ascend into the sky.
You've got the raw materials. You can use the forge to make something
Okay,
new.
so
Alright, yeah, I know how to smith.
All right then.
we have to establish something kind of important right now, Josh. What are our thoughts on side quests? What are we doing? What aren't we doing?
We might as well
I
pick
figure
up
we should
Bleak
hit a
Falls
few
Barrow,
of the main
Golden Claw,
guilds, and obviously the Bleak Falls Barrow.
the Golden Claw quest, because you do that anyway as part of the main quest. So it's hey, free money and whatever.
Sigrid, we have
There's a
company.
quest in this area that really pisses me off, but we don't have.
Which one?
The
Let's talk
one
about
where.
it. Vivek.
So
Give me a
I'll put it
bounty.
very briefly while the NPCs are glitching out. There's two suitors for this lady because she's like the only single lady in town.
Oh, yeah.
And each suitor tells you to like deliver to her a fake letter written supposedly by the other suitor that's really awful. And either time you can bring it to her and says, "This suitor tried to give this to me. What an asshole!" But she always ends up with the other person, even
Yeah.
though both of them are dicks. So you can't say, "Hey, both
They're
of these people
both
are
awful.
shitty."
Dragon.
You can
I
you can cock block both of them.
Oh
You
no,
can
you
make it
can
so
you
that
can
the-
show the letter and then do something else, and then she's like, "Fuck it," and then they're both like, "I'm sad." I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
bard guy,
can
you're
make-
coming
I did
with
not
me."
know that. How do you do that?
Yeah, you can. I forget how, but you can make them both lose, and that's why I loved that little quest because you. I forget how to do it. I wish I could remember, because I would. Be
Okay, I
great
think
to
the
tell now.
situation I got into. Fucking.
Josh!
Of course.
Hey, you guys were talking about stuff, and I was bored.
Josh, are you just actually
What?
hobo
No.
spy?
I'm glad to help in any
Damn
way
it.
I can,
What is?
but I need your help.
This is how
Elvor's
people
a
rob
pothead.
shops.
Your help.
Oh.
This is how people
Oh,
rob
I'll
shops.
take everything.
This is the great emergent AI goofy shenanigans you can do in this game. Put a basket over somebody's head, and then you can just clean out the room in front of them, and they won't see you stealing because they've got a basket on there. On one hand, hey, that's great AI that you can trick somebody like that. On the other hand, that's ridiculous that they don't take the friggin' basket off their head. Like, who would do that? It's like, oh well, I guess I got a basket on my head.
This thing is following me because I was holding it when they grabbed my camera. This is great. Do you have any more supplies I can take? No? Okay. What do you think about... Oh, I guess we're on the... Do you have any more supplies I can take instead of what do you think about the war because of this fucking menu?
I
No! For the love of God! Okay, I give up. You win.
So stupid. It goes by. It doesn't go by where the mouse pointer is. It goes by where the highlight is. And the highlight doesn't necessarily move.
Oh my God, Josh! Stop trying to break the game.
No, this is what I do.
Okay, so sometime in
I
about
guess
episode
it's like
50.
choosing kettle pull.
Oh
No,
damn it!
damn it.
So is this
Alright,
it?
we
Is
should
the
probably move
Skyrim
on.
series going to be 20 episodes of us putting baskets on people's heads and buckets and kettles?
I don't know, but Josh, you should probably steal one of those kettles just so you have it for the road. I mean, you never know when it'll come in useful.
Did you really see a dragon?
Yes, I saw a dragon.
Okay, has anybody
No,
ever tried
back.
doing this on like a bandit?
Space helmet.
Like sneaking up on a bandit or something on patrol and putting it over their head?
Wait, how did you get down here?
It's nice to be back.
Did you
in
fall through the
friends.
floor?
Fox isn't too friendly with strangers.
Listen,
But you
I'm going to
seem
lay
alright.
up here for a while. You can make your own way to Saga.
This is
I'd
so
recommend heading to
stupid.
White.
What
Just
is
down the
even
road from
happening
there.
in this video
There you can take
game?
a carriage to Solitude.
You know, honestly, like, I don't want them to program in that the NPCs react to this, because that just wouldn't be any fun. All I want is for them to add, like, an audio filter, so that basically they're like, yes, the Dragonborn, the rumor...
There needs to be a mod that like modifies the audio files if they've got a
Is that why
bucket
you're
or a
hiding like
basket
that?
on their head.
You know, it's always been a little bit goofy.
Oh,
in the
I
old
don't-
school
that's not
series
even
where
stealing,
there can be
apparently.
like a massive breastplate sitting on a counter, and as long as they don't see you hiding behind the counter, they don't see the breastplate disappearing.
Alright, we need to start wearing the heavy armor. And then we need to sell all of this shit that I'm carrying.
Why do
You
we
were
have
at
two
Alvor.
light armors, 2 boots,
Where's
5 pairs of fur boots?
Because I decided to carry everything, and that was a bad decision.
Someday, I'm going to forge my
That's
own
not
sword.
That was a bad decision. Maybe that should be what. Maybe that should be part of our drinking game. Every time Josh
Alvor,
makes a
you
bad
left.
decision.
We'd all die.
In the first
I don't
5
wanna-
minutes.
I don't want it.
Make some soup. Make
Okay, so
some
elves'
hot-
ears are that's like a fungus or something, right? Elves' ears. And
It's a-
then,
it's a
but I
leaf
feel
from
like
a
there's
plant.
also like literally a severed elf ear in this game as an alchemy ingredient.
Oh
Am
yeah,
I wrong?
there is
Am
for
I
sure.
like off base?
That's
No,
a
I feel like
Falmer
there is,
ear.
too.
The snow elves. It's a Falmer ear.
Okay, do you want some elf ear for your tea? Yeah, sure. All right, here you go. What the fuck?
Alvor,
Like,
where did you go?
Oh, he does this to me all the time. I get overweight, and I'm struggling to get there, and then he's like, back in 5 minutes.
There's 2 carts!
Well, go into the
Oh, this
trader.
one's the one that's like static because it's got stuff in it. And they don't want us to.
my
Go into the
cabbages.
Riverwood trader. I mean, you could also just drop one item and fix this problem, but this is good too.
No, this is important, Josh. You can't interrupt their important
What are
conversation.
you doing that for?
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear.
Also, it's never made clear. They're talking about the Golden Claw, which is an artifact we will have to get to do the main quest line. And he just used it to decorate his store, but you would think it was their newborn baby. Oh, they're brother and sister, by the way, not husband and wife. By the way they talk about the Golden Claw, it makes no sense.
Take a look.
They're like, well, somebody has to do something. I'm like, it was a claw that you didn't even know what it was for that sat on the counter and got in the way. He
But it
returned
was
the
gold.
I
It's
know.
also
So
a
there's a
claw.
There's a moment in my Skyrim Let's Play where, like, I was returning the Golden Claw to him, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm glad to have this back here. Put it on the shelf."
never
you know?
forget
Really
this.
brightens the place up. You're like, "Yeah, you know." So just ballpark, how many people do you think I killed to get this back? He's like, "Dead? Like killed people?" I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't think finding it meant like literally finding your keys. I had to murder 10 people."
My favorite thing is that he puts it on the counter,
Hey, look, I've
and he's
got a
like,
bunch of
there,
food
it's
for
back
you.
where it belongs.
Actually, no.
And then I run in here to sell my stuff, and of course you just hit the sprint button and you dash in here, and the physics freaks out, and I launch, when I bump into it, I launch the claw across the room, and of course he never picks it up again, and it's always sitting in the corner from there on.
Break in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing.
You know, I also get the feeling that there are like bear claws,
Solid gold
that
in the shape of a dragon's claw.
the actual object of animal claws, and bear
Got some
claws,
coin coming
the
in
ice
from my
cream treat.
last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back.
Have you got any bear claws? I said, no, we're all out of bear claw.
Narrow northeast.
Yes, those bear claws.